Well, everyone, it's happening. It looks like Binance is going to be the big winner here as they look to buy Voyager. It looks like the bid was accepted for $1.02 or $1.03 billion. So we're going to take a look at the deal for what we know right now. And we'll take a look at, is this deal going to get FTX'd? And what are some of the inner workings? Also, we'll take a look back in the early days of the Voyager bankruptcy to take a look at just how much we're going to take a haircut. And we'll take even a more advanced look into July 2022, which was the early days or the very beginnings also of the bankruptcy itself. And then at the very end, we'll do a little Q&A. So first things first, we always want to start off with just to remind everybody that, hey, you can still get a lot of Satoshis for $1. And this is from yesterday. You can get $1. You get almost 6,000 Satoshis. Today, we do this again. Let's see, $1, 6,018 Satoshis. Now, I don't expect this to last very long, but it's just something in hindsight when people start to peruse these old videos just to see what the price action was. Like, wow, I could have gotten 6,000 Satoshis for $1. And now look at it. It's only 2,000 for $1, whatnot. So just a little reminder that you don't have to buy a full Bitcoin. So here's what we got. So the Binance deal. I didn't think this was going to happen, especially with things that are going on, but Binance pushes forward. And I woke up this morning and I thought to myself, well, that's odd. I just see VGX token up in the top 30 for some reason. And I said, no, that's amazing. The market is so bad. The Voyager token is in the top 30 and up 5% today. And of course, that's when we heard the news, which was Binance just approved the deal. However, since that time, I don't know if this was a glitch in CoinGecko, but at that point, what was the price? 30 cents. Now we're looking at 35, 36 cents, and it's up 22%, but it's ranked 204. So I don't know what the heck happened here with the ranking, but regardless, people seem to want to buy Voyager, the VGX token, just because Binance bought Voyager. And we'll see how that works out for you. I personally am not going to buy any VGX token, but I'm not a big trader. So here's the story which led us all to this. So Binance.us to acquire bankrupt crypto exchange Voyager's assets for $1 billion. Weeks after FTX deal failed. I got to tell you, it must feel good to be CZ, just to come in there and be like, well, I kind of crushed the hopes and dreams of FTX. But let's be clear. The hopes and dreams that were crushed by FTX was FTX. FTX was the screw up. It wasn't because of some tweet that the CEO of Binance did. It was because of things that were going on in the background. So let me just make that 100% clear. But also now CZ, gets to come out and be like, hey, I showed you the problems and the pitfalls for FTX. Now I'm going to bail out Voyager. And I got to tell you, I'm starting to love this guy. However, just take everything with a grain of salt because the question is this actually going to go through? So the company, Voyager, had billions of dollars worth of crypto at the end of 2021, but a broader market downturn and a series of bad bets, including to Three Arrows Capital and Alameda Research, chipped away at the firm's available capital. Now, on this show, I've talked about this quite heavily, Voyager. I use them extensively. I talked about using them all the time because I believed in them. Unfortunately, or fortunately, however you want to say it, because they were a public company, it came to light that they did an uncollateralized loan of roughly $640 million to Three Arrows Capital. And because they're public, we found this out, and that's the date, around June 22nd, somewhere around there, when I told people that I can't keep using Voyager, probably a good idea to take your money off because who the hell does that? No, here we are. So in this situation, that's what they had back in 2021. Moving forward, Voyager filed for bankruptcy protection in July 2022. I think it was July 5th. Correct me if I'm wrong here. At the time of filing, the crypto exchange had approximately $1.3 billion in assets. Let me say that again. Roughly around July 5th, Voyager had $1.3 billion in assets, but was owed over $650 million by Three Arrows Capital. So we'll just round up 1.9, somewhere around there, $1.9 billion. And that was compared to 5.8 billion worth of assets at the end of 2021. Remember, they're pricing this in dollars. They're not saying how much Bitcoin they have, how much Ethereum they have. It's all in dollars. That's important to think about. Voyager said that Binance.US's offer represented the highest and best bid for its assets after a review of strategic options, with the core objective of maximizing the value returned to customers and other creditors on an expedited time frame. Look, I don't care how the money gets back to us. Just make it happen. I could care less. I know there's going to be people out there who are like, well, we want the Voyager platform to continue. We would like it to move forward. We like this. And look, I mean, it might happen, but here's the deal that we got. And this is the deal that'll probably move forward. Now, in some way, shape, or form, we're going to see more as the information comes out for the court filings and things like that. This is just a preliminary report about what we have, but it looks like Binance is going to buy Voyager. But the thing you have to look back is this. Well, if they bought it for roughly 1 billion, let's say 1 billion. Let's look back in the early days of the bankruptcy. This was a screenshot from the Voyager UCC, from the Twitter Spaces not Twitter Spaces, their YouTube video that they put out. And this is the balance sheet of Voyager as of June 30th, 2022. June 30th. This is what they had when everything pretty much collapsed. They had and this is in millions, so they had $104 million. Total crypto loaned, excluding Three Arrows Capital. When I first read that, I thought it was, for example, Three Arrows Capital. But no, it's excluding Three Arrows Capital. Total crypto loaned, $470 million. Total crypto held, $685 million. So right there, you're looking at, 1.1 billion. Total crypto held and loaned, 1.2. Excuse me, 1.2. 610, 1.12. Yeah, excuse me, 1.2 billion. Three Arrows Capital loan recovery to be decided. Total recoverable assets, 1.2. And of course, total unsecured claims, $1.8 billion. And that was just on June 30th. So remember, we've dropped a little bit since then. We have. So if we take a look at this and we take a look at how much was everything worth roughly in July, because this is on June 30th. This is from coinmarketcap.com/historical. You can find this quite easily. Just go to coinmarketcap.com, click on the historical tab, and it'll show you how much things are worth. Now, today is the 18th, I believe. Compare some prices real quick, shall we? So Bitcoin back then was worth 19.2. Bitcoin today is worth 16.6. Ethereum is worth over $1,000 today. Actually, Ethereum's up 1,175. Tether's no Tether. Binance coin 218 back then. Today, 245. XRP was worth 32 cents on 3rd of July. Today, it's worth 33 cents. Dogecoin, Cardano. I got to tell you, July, it's actually pretty steady in the top 10. Dogecoin was worth almost 7 cents on the 3rd of July. I think it's even worth more now. Now about 7 cents. Cardano, 26 cents. Cardano back then was worth 45 cents, and so on and so forth. So we dropped a little bit. If the lion's share of everything that was held was Bitcoin, Ethereum, well, Bitcoin's taken a plunder. Ethereum roughly around the same. So the question then is, what is the haircut going to be? We're all going to take a haircut. And that's okay. I think this is a little better than in Chapter 7 where everything gets liquidated, which honestly, back then, it would have worked out pretty well in our favor because everything's dropped. We would have been done pretty well. But again, we would have had to pay for the lawyer fees and all the different fees for staff of Voyager and whatnot. But this is what we have. And we'll see if it goes through. However, there's one thing in the background that I'm thinking about, which is this. The U.S. Justice Department is split over charging Binance with some issues. And what they're looking at is this. The investigation began in 2018. This is here in America, Department of Justice, and is focused on Binance's compliance with U.S. anti-money laundering laws and sanctions. So if they do move forward, that would throw a big wrench into what's happening right here. So just because this is happening doesn't mean it's a guarantee. Doesn't mean that it'll actually go through. It's just one of those things where hopefully things work out. Now, there may be other issues. There's been some rumblings of insolvency with Binance, but to date, no concrete evidence has come out. I'm not saying it isn't there. I'm just saying that so far, nothing's been proven, like, say, Voyager, Celsius, BlockFi, FTX, insolvent. So with Binance right now going, we'll pay $1 billion. Okay. If it's dollars, that's one thing. Hopefully they don't pay in BNB coin. But that's what we have. So that is it for today's news. I think this is the big one. I mean, there's other things that are going on, but to me personally, hopefully we get most of our funds back. What's going to happen is that they will be open in Binance.us account, and you'll be able to go there. I don't know how that's going to work, especially for me, because I'm in Texas and Puerto Rico. I'm not for sure if Binance US is available in Puerto Rico. I know it's not available in Texas. So that would leave me open to how do I get my funds back? But that's for me to worry about, not you. Anyhow, and that's it. Now what we'll do is I want to talk to you. We'll do a little Q&A. And then also, just as a reminder, yesterday we did the live show. We did 10 minutes of Q&A, and we did a Twitter Spaces. It was great. There is a link in the description. You can check out the recording. And it was good just to talk to people who are in the comments all the time, but actually like talk to you. And we answered some pretty good questions. A lot of things that were going on that you can't really do here on YouTube. So you can check that out of the recording. It's like 20, 25 minutes of that, but that is it. What we're going to probably do moving forward is that once a week, we'll do Twitter Spaces. So instead of you typing to me and asking me questions, you can go to Twitter Spaces and actually talk to me, and it'll be a longer format, and we can do whatever we want over there. So that'll be, I'll start this week. So we just did it on Sunday. We'll probably do it again. Let's pick a day. Thursday. Every Thursday we'll do it. We'll just do a long session over there. Nah. Maybe Thursday or Friday. You know what? I'll do a vote, and you tell me what days are better for you, Thursday or Friday. But that's it for today. So look, if you like today's video, give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing. A lot of things we talk about are very time sensitive. But that is it. If you want to take off. You've been here 12 minutes. Not too bad of a day. Now let's get into the little Q&A. I'll answer all your burning questions the best of my abilities, and we'll go from there. So, get that out of here. Interesting day. Dig Swimming Dave. Hello, Vicky. Please like the video. That'd be nice. JT's here. Gary's here. We can do a Twitter space about when to do a Twitter Spaces. Des is here. Charles Kincannon. Charles, any updates on tax strategies for the end of the year? Yeah, we did a video. Let me show you. And it was all over about tax loss harvesting, wash trading, and a bunch of other stuff. Let's see. Where did it? And just so you know, YouTube changed up some things. So now there's different tabs: videos, live, posts, and stories. When you look for some things, just know that the Q&A, we split the Q&A. That'll be in videos. But here it is. But for the live streams, you have to click on the live stream tab. Here we go. So to answer your question, Charles, it looks like this. So there's a video just called Do This Now. If you have crypto losses in 2022, hint, everybody does. I mean, if you realized or unrealized. Do this before December 31st. It was about a week ago, and we had on David Kimmer from CoinLedger. And he talked about things to do as far as tax loss harvesting. It's a pretty easy process. You sign up with CoinLedger, which is free. You don't have to pay for anything unless you want to run a report for your CPA or your accountant. And you can see all your tax loss harvesting opportunities. And when you take those, then you can offset some of your losses. Just so you know that as far as like income, you can only offset up to $3,000 per year. If you take a lot of losses this year, you can roll them over to next year and the year after that and the year after that. Also, it's also a good strategy to take off losses or to offset your gains, if you have any, from capital gains, which are unlimited. So we talked about that. Check that video out. And what am I doing? Here, let's do this. I'll copy it. Let's see. Tax loss harvesting video. Right there. I'll drop it in the comments. I make things super simple for everybody, trying to save you all time. You're welcome. Okay. Yeah, please like the video. I have Binance in US and Indiana. That's good. Vicky's driving and listening. Nothing wrong with that. Wow. 30,000 a month for a steal. That's pretty good. Shrimps out in full force. Hello. We're not all George. Happy Monday. I think I need Bitcoin to 30x to cover my Zilliqa spend. Whew. Benny's here. Thank you, Benny, for all the things you do on Twitter. I appreciate it. Let's see. Let me go up here. Let's see. And Nick is first. Shout out to Nick for being first. Yeah, wild. It's amazing. I mean, hopefully YouTube notifies you. Let's see. Yes. Like I tell you, it's an early Christmas present, my opinion. Why is Rob pimping sats? It's because I want everybody to know you don't have to buy a full Bitcoin. You know, everybody gets hung up on the fact that, damn, I got to pay, $17,000 for a Bitcoin. No, you can just buy Satoshis. And it'll be interesting as time goes on and we get to the price of Bitcoin at some point being, back to its all-time high of 69,000. Then maybe it goes to 100,000. People will always think to themselves, I need $100,000 to buy a Bitcoin. That's not true. You can buy as much as you want, just as much as you can get into. That's why they have Satoshis. It's just interesting that in the future, you're going to be able to see like, wow, $1 only buys 2,000 Satoshis. Man, I remember this video from 2022. It was almost 7,000 Satoshis. Amazing. Or less. And Lumek says, if Binance does buy a Voyager, what would be our haircut? About 15? I don't know. Like these numbers, if you're buying it for $1 billion, let's just do some quick math here. If you're buying everything for $1 billion, and the total crypto held at the time of the snapshot was let's just say 1.3. So the total recoverable assets is 1.3 roughly, right? And then they also loaned out, I want to say 640 million roughly to Three Arrows Capital. And that was a loan that I'd like to get back. So I don't know if they have to take that one back or they take a hit. I'm not going to guarantee anything actually, but usually what it is people would loan things to Three Arrows Capital thinking that they get all this great yield because these guys were geniuses, and actually what they were doing was, well, I don't know. It remains to be seen exactly what they were doing because they're going to blame everything on Sam Bankman-Fried and FTX. So let's just say 1.8. So you got 1.8 minus 1 billion. You're looking at a 40% haircut, roughly. Correct me in the math department. But I had 0%, or I had 100% haircut yesterday, so not too bad. How long do you think SBF will be locked up for? I don't even know if he's going to chase. It might be some minimal jail time. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how bad it gets. Look, Bernie Madoff spent his entire life in jail after he got caught, but I think he was going for, decades in jail. So who knows? Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I'm happy with the Voyager bond. Now give me what's left of my crypto and I'll take it off the exchange. What's wrong with that? I can see that totally. Steven says, have to sell and buy back to harvest losses, right? No, you don't have to. As far as like tax loss harvesting, you just sell and that's it. And you take that's tax loss harvesting. When you buy back, that's called wash trading. And that is illegal in equities and securities. Thankfully, to date, Gary Gensler, who watches the show all the time, there's no enforcement that says that things are securities. He believes they are securities, but until Congress really gives him concrete evidence, he's just regulation through enforcement. Looks like someone got a case of the Mondays Office Space. Classic. Yeah, that sounds good. R.I. Rejoker. I think about starting a YouTube channel. Any advice? Yeah, it's super simple. Make sure that you have a schedule and stick to that. Make sure you just show up and just keep going. You're not going to sound like yourself in the beginning. It's going to take you a while to find your particular voice. You'll probably watch other people and just kind of, lump that all together. But at some point, you'll find the way that you do things and the way that you do thumbnails and all those stuff. So the thing I can just tell you is that if you're going to start it. This is probably the best time to start it because no one's watching. Nobody's watching. So you can afford to screw up, like, whatever. I'll just be here. Some dude is in your pool. Okay. Maybe. I don't know how that's possible. It's a green screen. Let's see. Voice in the pool again. Hey, Tesla. Yeah, I'm still waiting for my ETH. I'm still waiting for my ETH and my 5 Bitcoin that are just sitting on Celsius right now. Roughly. Maybe it's 4.5. I don't remember. Jeff's got a good point. So far, the only winners in Celsius are the attorneys. Are you writing that off as a zero? You can. And we're going to have CoinLedger in and talk about that and their CPAs. But just so everybody knows how much Celsius is making, the lawyers themselves. There was a great tweet. Let me pull it up, which shows you how much the lawyers are billing per hour. Now, this is from a friend of the show, Simon Dixon. And the partners are billing per hour $11.95 to $22.45. Counsel, $820, $21.25. Associates, $685, and paraprofessionals, wow, $295 to $575. So that's just happening. That's our money as they fight this legal process because for some reason they just can't get it together to come up with a plan, which is amazing to me because BlockFi did it within like 24 hours of them pushing out their bankruptcy. But yeah, we'll give them till February so they can say, oh, we couldn't do it. Sorry. I'm not angry. I'm just a little perturbed. Yeah. $7,500 into your Roth IRA. Me at $7,000. So yeah, I need to get my my iTrust IRA and max out, which is a pretty good time actually to buy things. I need a coffee. Had a rough morning. Went to go play a little volleyball on the beach here in Puerto Rico and Isla Verde. Nice place. And messed up my knee trying to do a little bit too much, but I'm okay. That's why God created beer and sofa. So you can, if you have an injury, you just sit on there and do nothing. Phantom Mining, what's up? Been on your channel a long time. So that's good. A lot of people are actually stopping subscribing to the channel. And, the views go down in the bear market. It's okay. Like, I show you. I have lost. But this is just the natural cycle, So people come and go, and that's okay. Like, it's kind of boring, honestly. Last month or so, I've lost about 1,000 people, subscribers, and of course views are down too. But I mean, it's like I tell people again, it's not It's not that the price action is killing people. It's the boredom that is killing people. That's the big thing. Chopping sideways and going down 1 to 2% every couple of weeks is just boring as hell. That's it. Yeah, that's it. That's okay. I'll see him in the bull market. This is a good question. Do you think the IRS will be allowed to analyze FTX Group's trading history for tax collection purposes from U.S. citizens and U.S. registered entities? I think they do it already. If it's FTX US, I'm pretty sure the reason why you do KYC and AML, know your customer, anti-money laundering, putting your social security and your date of birth or something like that, is because they're going to report that to the IRS. You know they already know. So if you're an American citizen, that's just how it is. Sorry. And yeah, so they'll probably look at it. But there's a difference between FTX International and FTX US. So trust me, the Department of Justice is greedily looking at all FTX, definitely. Because if they want to look at and build a case, they're going to have to look through the financials. And when they look at the financials, guess who else is going to want to look to that? Probably the IRS. That's it. Would you ever have the developers for Oculus Wallet? Sure. I've reached out to them a couple of times. No answer. I've asked them if they could deliver here to Puerto Rico. Nope. And yeah, so I guess. And it wasn't like I would have paid for the damn thing and just couldn't get it here. Ow. I put my thumb down on the thumb up. Hilarious. Yeah, beach volleyball for me. Come to Panama. I already played here. I'm good to go. Now is the best time to watch crypto YouTube. Yeah, potentially. It could be. I hope, Rob, you will run until our next bull run. Yeah, I'm going to be here till the next one. I think I'll probably be doing dailies all the way until the next bull run. And then the time when I sell and get out, I'll probably take, I don't know. Like, I thought I was going to actually pull out a little bit earlier and start to do like once a week videos after this bull run. But it's fun. It's fun to do these videos. And again, like, what else am I going to do? So I don't really need to work. And this is pretty interesting to do. So I get to hang out with you guys all day, or at least an hour a day. Gives me something to do. I thought actually going to practice bot trading. I just come for the view. It's a nice view. Johnny says, my wife unsubscribed from me this year. Thank God. That's right. And Beardy says it correctly. The military just taught me to show up. Should be a race team owner. I have no inkling or no inclination to get into that. Random says, Rob, aren't you too deeply invested to just let go of the best period coming to crypto? Yeah, but I mean, like, we're talking about videos. We're talking about doing videos, stuff like that. Like right now, and we talked about it yesterday. If you haven't had a chance to watch yesterday's video, which I personally thought was pretty decent. And it looks like this. Let me share. It's this one. It was the 2023 ROI outlook. And for me, I just did a comparison between all the months for the 4 cycles. And we took a look at the halving months, the all-time high months, the dip, which is the months after the all-time highs, and then the resets. And I was just showing people that, in all honesty, like, this next year coming up will probably be one of the better years to invest, because things are going to go down so low, just like it has almost every single time in the 4-year cycles. And I just showed you that in reality, in the past, you could have had Like if you would have invested in started in January 1st, 2018 to the top of Bitcoin 2021, it was like a 7.5x. But if you just would have waited till 2019 and invested January 1st, 2019 to the top of 2021, it's like a 6.5, almost 7x. It's almost the same damn thing. So it's like the year we just got out of was pretty crappy. This next one we're going to go into, we're going to see some steeper discounts. And this might be the one to get into. Again, this is just what I'm going to do. But yeah, just take a look at the data. That's all I can show you. Okay, that's it. Well, he definitely got a deal on that 400 million cheaper than FTX was going to pay. Yeah, we definitely got a deal. CZ got a deal. Because yeah, that's right, it was 1.4 billion. Let's hope this one goes through. Because if this one goes through, then the next one will be like, hey, I'll buy you for 500 billion. Or 500 million, that's it. Take it or leave it, suckers. That's it for today. All right, everybody. So thanks so much for stopping by. I'm going to go head in and ice this knee. And that's it. So I appreciate you guys. Thanks for coming by. And I'll see you on the next one. Adios. Have a good day.